If you're thinking about trying Ozempic or Wegovy for weight loss, you need to know this. One could cost you over $400 more per month. But is the pricier option worth it? Let's find out. Now, Ozempic and Wegovy might sound similar, and that's because they are. Both contain the same active ingredient, semaglutide. But here's the thing, they're approved for different uses. Ozempic is for type 2 diabetes, while Wegovy is specifically for weight loss. You might be wondering which one is better for you. Well, that's what we're going to cover today. We'll look at how effective they are, what they cost, the dosages, and any side effects you should know about. By the end of this video, you'll have a better idea of which drug might work best for your weight loss journey. So let's get started and help you make an informed decision. Now, you might think these two drugs are interchangeable, but there's a crucial difference that could affect your weight loss results. Did you know that one of these medications wasn't originally created for shedding pounds at all? That's right, Ozempic and Wegovy have different primary purposes despite containing the same active ingredient, semaglutide. Let's start with Ozempic. It's FDA approved for type 2 diabetes and lowering cardiovascular risk. On the other hand, Wegovy is specifically approved for weight loss and chronic weight management. This difference in purpose is important because it affects how these drugs are prescribed and used. You might be wondering why this matters for your weight loss journey. Well, it comes down to the dosage. Wegovy has a higher maximum dose of semaglutide compared to Ozempic. We're talking about 2.4 milligrams for Wegovy versus 2 milligrams for Ozempic. This might not sound like a big difference, but when it comes to weight loss, every bit counts. Both drugs work in similar ways. They slow down digestion and reduce your appetite. But here's where it gets interesting. Wegovy has been shown to be more effective for weight loss. In clinical studies, Wegovy users can lose about 15% of their body weight. That's a significant amount. Ozempic's weight loss effects, on the other hand, are less documented and primarily focused on diabetes management. So if your main goal is to lose weight, Wegovy might be the better option. It's designed specifically for weight loss and has the clinical trials to back it up. Ozempic, while it can help with weight loss, is primarily used for managing diabetes. There's another important difference to consider. Wegovy's indication for weight loss includes specific eligibility criteria based on BMI. This means not everyone can just walk in and get a prescription. Ozempic's use for weight loss is considered off-label, which means it's not officially approved for this purpose, even though it might be prescribed for it. Now you might be thinking, but if Ozempic can help me lose weight, why not just use that? Well, it's not that simple. The effectiveness of Wegovy for weight loss is supported by specific clinical trials. Ozempic's effectiveness for weight loss is primarily observed in patients with type 2 diabetes. So if you don't have diabetes, Wegovy might be the more appropriate choice. Now let's talk about something that might make your wallet a bit nervous. You might assume that, since Ozempic and Wegovy contain the same active ingredient, they'd cost about the same. But here's the kicker. There's a whopping $400 price difference between them. So, is the pricier option really worth it? Let's break down the numbers. Without insurance, Wegovy can set you back about $1,349 per month, while Ozempic comes in at $935. That's a significant difference, especially if you're planning to use these medications long-term. If you're in the UK, the prices are much cheaper, around £200 per month, but could be more or less depending on which pharmacy you choose. But cost isn't the only factor to consider when choosing between these two drugs. Availability and insurance coverage can also play a big role in your decision. Ozempic, being primarily prescribed for type 2 diabetes, might be easier to get covered by insurance for this condition. On the other hand, Wegovy, which is specifically approved for weight loss, might require special approval for insurance coverage. Now you might be wondering about the practical aspects of using these drugs. Wegovy pens come with a single dose, while Ozempic pens have multiple doses. This could affect how convenient they are to use and store. Some people might prefer the simplicity of a single-dose pen, while others might appreciate the flexibility of multiple doses. It's important to note that both Ozempic and Wegovy are not available in generic forms. This means you can't opt for a cheaper, generic version of either drug. This lack of generic options can further impact their affordability and accessibility. Another factor to consider is the global supply situation. Both drugs have been subject to shortages which can affect their availability. This is something to keep in mind when deciding which drug to use, as you don't want to start a treatment plan only to find out you can't continue due to supply issues. So, does the extra cost of Wegovy translate into better results for weight loss? Well, that's not a simple yes or no answer. While Wegovy has shown impressive results in clinical trials, the effectiveness of either drug can vary from person to person. The choice between Ozempic and Wegovy isn't just about which one will help you shed pounds faster. It's a decision that should take into account your individual health goals, budget, and insurance coverage. It's not just about choosing the most effective drug, but also the most sustainable option for your lifestyle and finances. Remember, weight loss is a journey, not a sprint. The drug that costs more isn't necessarily the best choice for everyone. It's crucial to have an open and honest discussion with your healthcare provider about your options. They can help you weigh the pros and cons of each medication, considering your specific health needs and financial situation. While discussing options with your doctor is crucial, there's one aspect of these medications that deserves special attention: side effects. Did you know that one of these drugs might cause more severe reactions than the other? Here's what you need to know before making your choice. Both Ozempic and Wegovy can cause similar side effects, but their intensity might surprise you. Common issues include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and potential low blood sugar. But here's the thing. Wegovy's side effects might pack a stronger punch due to its higher dosage of semaglutide. When you first start taking these medications, you might experience more intense side effects. But don't worry, these often lessen over time. However, it's important to know that about 10% of patients may need to stop taking the medication if side effects persist. Now let's talk about some more serious concerns. Both drugs carry a boxed warning about the risk of thyroid tumors and thyroid cancer. But don't panic just yet. No definitive link to cancer in humans has been established. Still, it's something to be aware of and discuss with your doctor. In rare cases, these medications can lead to more severe issues. There's a risk of pancreatitis and gallbladder problems. In extreme cases, gastrointestinal distress might even require hospitalization. That's why it's crucial to have medical supervision when using these drugs. You might be wondering if it's safe to switch between Ozempic and Wegovy. Well, that's where things get a bit tricky. It's not something you should do on your own. If you're considering a switch or even exploring alternatives like Saxenda or Zepbound, you absolutely need to consult with your healthcare provider. Now you might be thinking, with all these potential side effects, are these drugs even worth it? Well, here's the good news. Many patients find that the benefits often outweigh the risks. These medications can be incredibly effective for weight loss and managing diabetes. But remember, everyone's experience is different. It's important to note that side effects can vary from person to person. What might be a minor inconvenience for one person could be a major issue for another. That's why it's so important to work closely with your doctor and monitor your body's response to the medication. You might also be wondering about long-term effects. The truth is, these drugs are relatively new, and research is ongoing. That's another reason why medical supervision is so important. Your doctor can help you weigh the potential risks against the benefits based on your individual health profile. Now let's sum up the key differences between Ozempic and Wegovy. Ozempic is for diabetes, while Wegovy is for weight loss. Wegovy has a higher dose and might help you lose more weight, but it's also more. These drugs, think about your main. Ozempic might be your best bet, but if you're focused on losing weight, Wegovy could be more effective. Remember, these drugs can have side effects, and they're not right for everyone. Making a decision. They'll consider your health history and personal needs to help you choose the best option. Have you tried either of these medications? Share your experience in the comments. Your insights could help others who are considering these drugs for their weight loss journey.